Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is so great to be back from Orlando. Those of you who decided to travel home yesterday, I'm sure you're happy to be home too. Hey, we had such a great time while we were away, but always excited to come back and see everybody here. Let me just mute some open mics. So, hey, for those of you who were paying attention, I'm not sure if you noticed, but every time Mark King came out on the stage, that's the song they played, because that's Mark's theme song, right? Just like Gary has his theme song of Back in Black, Mark uses High Hopes. Diana Kokoska used to use I've Got the Power. So I think what I've decided is that I definitely need a theme song. So I'm going to be taking all suggestions for the rest of the week, and then we'll determine by Monday what that theme song is going to be. I don't know. Is that a little cocky? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's exciting to be back. It's exciting to see you all. Your smiling, happy faces. I hope you had as much knowledge gathering and fun here as we did over the last few days down in Orlando. I have to tell you what, boy, oh boy. It was a great family reunion. It was a great couple of days. It was awesome to be back in person. It was awesome to see some of our leadership and people from across the country. But I'm going to tell you what, the thing that when I woke up this morning, I was most grateful for is that for the last 5 days, for the first time in a really, really long time, I just felt normal. Right. I got up in the morning and I went to breakfast and I went to the convention and I saw so many of you and I got to see people from across the country and sit and learn. And it just felt normal. Like there was not a whole lot of thought. I mean, remember we were also in Florida. So there wasn't a whole lot of thought about like the stuff. And that doesn't mean that there was crazy irresponsibility going on. It just felt normal. And I'm going to have to tell you what, if you haven't had that feeling yet, it feels really, really good. So find ways to just feel normal. And we hope to be able to give you some opportunities to do just that in the coming weeks. Speaking of normal, what a weird segue this morning, Jose. Speaking of brilliant, that's what I meant. Look, it's my friend, Jose Vladimir. How are you this morning, Jose?
Good morning, Rick. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back from family reunion. I hope, sounds to me like everybody has come back energized. Florida is a very fun place to be. It is the free state of Florida, so I can thoroughly understand it. For today's Mortgage Minute, I'd like to share with you a story that happened to me last week and the mistakes that I make as loan officer. As you do know, I am constantly interviewing for a job. And yes, I'm always interviewing for you, before you. When I come here in front of you, I'm interviewing for a job with you. So I had an opportunity to meet with a realtor who was gracious enough to allow me to meet with her. And during our meeting, I was talking to her about what I do, a mortgage loan officer, right? Responsive, knowledgeable, all those things. And she ended up asking me a question that I was not prepared to answer. I really was not ready. She just basically asked me, what does GRA do? I was taken aback by that question because I was not really prepared for that. In a nutshell, and I'm going to bore you, but basically I ended up telling her that we were like an ice cream shop, that we had different flavors for different people, that we provide services to meet everyone else's needs and taste. And I went through the list of the products that we have. You know, the vanilla lending products, conventional, FHA, VA, the chocolate products, you know, the first-time home buyer programs, CHFA, the Chenoa program, which is an Indian tribe program, which provides down payment assistance. And then I talked about the exotic programs that we have, which is, you know, the bank statements, the cash flow mortgage for investors, where you only use the cash flow from the real estate property to qualify. the medical program or the doctor's program that we have, and all those things, right? But when the meeting was over, it wasn't, I guess the reaction was not what I thought. I think I screwed up with how I presented all those benefits that the company provides. So as I'm always as good as the last transaction. I'm here to tell you that, nice comment, thank you, that Guaranteed Rate Affinity is a good company. We provide all the lending products that are needed to help your customers meet their financial needs. We're not an ice cream shop, although it feels sometimes like it. But we have everything we believe that can help your business succeed and us be a good partner to you. If you have any questions about the lending programs that we have, please to make a meeting with you. Hopefully I will not use that line that we're an ice cream shop, and instead tell you how wonderful of a mortgage company we are, which provides lending products that are suitable for your business and for your needs. With that in mind, thank you. I'm Jose Vladimir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Jose. Appreciate you. As always, I am a mint chocolate chip guy myself. So if we're ever pedaling down the path of ice cream, that is my preference, in case anyone was wondering. All right, so before we dive into to our now conversation, I wanted to just ask a quick question. Is there anybody who in 10 seconds or less wanted to just give their thoughts on what they experienced the last 5 days at family reunion? And I'm going to hold you to 10 seconds or less, but I'm happy to open that up to anybody who wanted to give a thought or two. Go ahead, John Mendez.
So in 10 seconds or less. So I think the last time I cried was probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And I was trying to find the words to describe my my experience there at family reunion. First time flying alone, first time family reunion, second time in Orlando. And like the amount of love, knowledge, gratitude, information, networking, everything just completely overwhelmed me. And I started tripping up over my words. And I'm not the type of person to cry too often, but I felt my eyes start getting heavy and and it just came out. And so that's my 10-second spiel.
I love it. Thank you for your vulnerability. Donna Gilbert.
I'm with John. It was such an emotionally packed experience. Our community, Keller Williams, is just on fire, and it was on full display. And if you haven't seen the vision speech, the image of the fireflies for me has been like life-changing. And if you don't know what that means, go look at the vision speech. We are fireflies.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Debbie Orr.
So it was the sense of limitless. There was a total sense of there are no limits. And this company again stood up and showed us that what they say is who they are. They are the real deal. And a conversation I had with John a couple of times was, I can't believe the director of social equity walked up and talked to me. I was talking to that director of social, and he was like blown away who he could talk to. You can talk to anybody. You can talk to friggin' Gary Keller, and he'll talk back to you. It's like, oh, the best.
Love it. Thank you. Moses.
I really loved the interview Gary Keller did with John. It just blew my mind, because that shows how humble he is, John, and what he had done to accomplish. So a takeaway from that was Gary Keller had put the date, event date, high, low, and $. So what I did was, after that, I went back and I started writing down what were my experience based on it. I haven't completed yet to date, but that was a very, very good interview. And the way he interviewed was incredible. The question that he asked, and he shut up and he let the other person speak. I think it taught me that that's what I also need to do. I think I do that, but maybe not enough.
Got it. Brilliant. I love that. Yeah, that's the career visioning process, right? So we're going to be talking more about CV in the coming weeks. Who's going to close us out? Stephen Scott.
Sure, real quick, guys. I just had my team meeting this morning, our huddle, and I said that I feel full. I'm full. I'm full intellectually. I'm full emotionally. It was on overload is really what it was. And I will quote Mo Anderson, what she said in her inspirational morning, that we're at halftime. Okay, we have crushed it for the first half, but just wait for the second half, guys. Where this company is going, truly unbelievable. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it with all of you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. The last piece of full that Steve left out was culinarily full, because we ate more than I think any humans should have eaten in those couple of days. Meat, anyone? I think I'm not going to eat meat for the next month and a half, because we had meat after meat upon meat upon meat. Any rate, so one of the main themes that I took away from my time in Orlando was the concept of now. And I want to just communicate to you what I mean by that. The idea is that there are two ways forward, right? One path is the path of thinking and figuring and planning and doubting, and then going back and refiguring and getting second opinions and deciding it has to be perfect and all that stuff, which effectively drives us in circles, right? The other path, the now path, is to make a decision today and then act on it, and then make another decision tomorrow and then act on it. Jason Abrams said to us, who in this room is willing to fail starting right now and then just keep failing? Like, what if we all just decided to keep failing over and over and over again? Let's just fail as fast as we possibly can, because success comes from the excitement and the ability to just kind of fall flat on your face and realize if that didn't work, we'll just go and do it a different way. Right? But when? Now. Our industry is moving on. I'm not sure if you've noticed, right? But the industry is moving on. And if we're not purposeful about change, it will move on without us. And I'm not just talking to the veteran, experienced real estate agents on this call. I'm talking to each and every one of us. You can be brand new in this business and still be a dinosaur in your thinking, right? So recognize that in an industry that is evolving as rapidly as ours, you need to be on the cusp, on the bleeding edge. We need to constantly be looking forward about where all of this is going, right? Because that's where we are. And those decisions that you make or don't make will make or break your ability to move forward, right? As your support system, the market centers are taking that concept very, very seriously, right? Many of you know that we had set 2021 up as like the year of change. We even came to you and said, this is the year of change. Here it comes. Watch out for the year of change. And a lot of you are kind of sitting back saying, well, I'm not sure a whole lot changed. And you're right. Right? I woke up one morning when we were in Orlando and said, you know, we spent so much time in 2021 pedaling as fast as we could to keep up with what the market brought our way, that all the stuff and the changes. Did we launch some new programs? Did we launch some cool stuff? Yes, we did. However, the bigger changes, the focal points that we thought 2021 were going to bring to us and to you ended up taking a back seat to supporting each of us in the crazy massive amounts of business that came our way in 2021. And so what's fun now is now we get to look into 2022 and say, well, now we're prepared. Now we know what that level of business is going to be as it continues. And so we're just going to do both, right? And so we are doubling down on change, and not just change for change's sake. We're doubling down on change for the purpose of better, right? We're focusing in on added services and added support and added leads and flexible business options and added ancillary partners, you know, added wealth building avenues. But most of all, we're doubling down on all things opportunity and value, so that we can assist you in bringing the results that you desire when you want to bring them. And it's that very thing that I thought, are you doing the same thing in your business? Are you doubling down on all things opportunity and value for your clients? And when are you doing it? Are you doing it right now? So here are 5 quick things I want you to write down that I want you to focus on in terms of doubling down on what you're doing today and what you're doing tomorrow, because they may be 2 different things, to bring you your desired results. Number 1, leads. What are you doing right now to obtain and convert leads? Remember, you have to have 2 powerful systems in place in order to win the leads game in our industry. Powerful system number 1 is your ability to prospect. Powerful system number 2 is your ability to market. So you need a prospecting plan and a marketing plan, and you need to have them both running at the same time. Do you have both? Are you missing one? Are you missing both? Don't bring judgment to it. Just look at it like 2 check boxes. This is just an assessment right this morning. If you don't have one or you don't have either, let's focus in on, we're going to bring you some opportunities both in classroom and in mastermind form over the course of the next couple of weeks to plug in and create those systems if you don't have those systems in place. But when do you have to do it? You need to do it right now. Number 2, listings. Leads, listings. I don't know. You might be able to guess number 3 at this point. However, number 2, listings. What are you doing to find and take new listings? Remember the path. If you have 0 listings, your path right now is to go get 1. If you have 1 listing, you need to go get 4 more, so you have 5. If you have 5, you need 10. If you have 10, you need 25. If you have 25, you need 50. If you have 50, come see me after class. We'll talk about what that next step is for you, right? But it's looking forward instead of getting stuck in, I have my new listing, so now I'm going to focus all of my time and energy on this listing. That's not the way this game works. It's constantly looking forward, right? Are you working with the equity analysis plans that you've been hearing about for the last number of months at this point? How are you plugging those systems in? Are you doing it? And are you doing it right now? Or are you getting ready to get ready? Are you trying to figure out how best to make an equity analysis sing for you? Well, what if you just decided that carrying a tune is plenty? Let's just launch them, right? Right now. Number 3, leverage. What are you doing to get help so that you can focus your efforts entirely on finding and converting leads, especially listing leads? What can you outsource? How many of you jumped over to transaction management and plugged into that after our conversation 2 weeks ago around how that can free up your time to spend more time focusing on finding and converting business? What technologies are you using as leverage? How are you using us as leverage? How are you using the Market Center as leverage? Remember, no one succeeds alone. So stop believing that you can. Because many of you are in a bubble and you're in your own little bubble. Let us into the bubble. Allow us to become leverage for you to help you succeed faster. No one succeeds alone. So what form of leverage will you engage right now? Number 4, schedule management. What are you doing right now to manage your schedule? And if there were an asterisk on this list, this is where the asterisk would show up. Because remember, if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. So how you choose to spend your time is the key determiner of your results. Just go and read the one thing, and then just use the systems that Gary and Jay talk about in the one thing. Join us today at 11 o'clock as we wrap up the one thing. If you're wondering what that information might look like, we'll spend 58 minutes and kind of allow a discussion on that. But again, don't sweat over it. Don't obsess over it. Just read the book and follow the system. Manage your schedule such that your schedule can manage you and your results will skyrocket. Our very own Donna Gilbert was on a panel where the main theme was exactly that. By the way, Donna Gilbert, you were awesome on that panel. Thank you for sharing your time and your talents with everybody. Right, but all 4 panelists, the whole main theme was, I found routine. Now I just stick to my routine, and I'm making more and doing more than I ever have before. That was the gist of the entire conversation. Number 5, money management. What are you doing right now to manage your spending and increase your income? Remember, you are the only person that can determine and set limits on what you earn. And you're also the only person who can figure out and manage what you spend. Are you making the right choices about how you earn and the right choices about how you spend? You need to get clear and purposeful about each. And when do you need to do it? Right now. Here's your bonus. Your bonus is mindset management. I'm going to tell you a quick story to close. We had 7 guests from outside of our organization down at Family Reunion with us. And one of them, he's kind of one of those like real business-minded driver style people. You know, I don't know that I know any people exactly like that. However, you know, you may have come across people like that in your world, business-minded, driven style people. And he said to us, after hearing us say things like think bigger and think bigger and think bigger over and over and over again in our conversations, he kept thinking that we were talking about selling more houses and making more money. You know, bigger business conversations. And then he attended Mo Anderson's inspirational morning yesterday. And 2 things happened. One, he had to walk out of the room so as not to wet the floor around him with his tears. However, when he re-entered the room, what he said was, now I understand. Now I understand what you mean when you say think bigger. It's about thinking bigger than myself. It's about giving back at a high level. It's about changing the world. And I said, yeah. And in many cases, in order to do that, it takes money. So yeah, can you give of your time? Can you give of yourself? Of course. However, how many more people's lives can you change when you're earning at a higher level? The stories we heard yesterday that Mo told talked about people succeeding and then giving back from their success, right? Is that part of your plan? Is that part of the mindset that you are managing yourself to? What if we just chose to change the world, your world, our collective world, and the world in general, one house at a time? Just one house at a time. And the best time to begin that journey is right now. Guys, have a spectacular day today. It's so great to be back. I missed you. I love you. We'll see you soon.
Hi, Mitsusi. Welcome back. Sorry.